And this is for my own reference. See those little red notches there? Well, originally those weren't there. Originally it was just wood. So I decided um, I was trying to piece together the round with the square. You know, like, okay, I was going to set the round thing on there, and then set the square thing on there, and say, all right, well, let's spin the round thing until the square thing sits the most plumb with this. Until I'm like, ooh, the round thing and the square thing fit perfect, okay. So then I decided, you know what? Once I found that spot, I'd mark it with a notch. Um, Mark that knot with a red pen completely. And then I would carefully pull that out of there and keep those together. And then I would go ahead and glue those together. And there you have the things I'm going to have permanently there. I am going to wood glue those together when I've completely put that together. But I'm going to let that dry for 24 to 48 hours first. But the table is almost done. I got all the holes drilled, you know, and I marked them as 5-4 and 2-3 as 1-8 and 7-6, or however you like to say those, so that I can match them up with their own little wood, because each of those are going to match exactly to those pieces, you know, because they're not all perfect. They're not perfect. They're case by case, so you got to match them up individually. You know, so that 2-3 is going to match up to that 2-3 like a glove, but only that glove, not that glove, or only like that 2-3 and not any of those other ones, because that's the one I matched that 2-3 up to. Just like that 1-8 is going to match up to that 1-8, and the perfect way that I matched that notch up, I said, hey, I want that to be where the 1-8 matches up. So, because then the goal was to have everything as plumb as possible, so the supports are very supported along the edges here, so that the wood is completely supporting the edges. You know, if I could have it flush on the edges, cool. But if I don't, hey, you know what? It's not a machine shopped, like this is by hand, guys. You know. So anyway, and this is a sewing gauge for sewing, but it's also kind of a feeler gauge in some ways, because I measured my 1/2 inch. That's a 1/2 inch tall to match the 1/2 inch hole, and that is that measures 3/4 of an inch from the edge to the center, 3/4 of an inch from the edge to the center, and so forth, because that's 1.5 inches across in each way, because there's 1.5 inch dowels, and 1/2 inch is 3/4 of an inch right in the middle. So anyway, a lot of strategy here. But I almost have this table built. I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. As you can see, I got 1, I got 2, I got 3, and I've got 4 screws already that kind of hold this bracing wood in, which is great. It's a beautiful piece of bracing wood that's already painted. It's kind of bicolored there, 2 colors there, but that's because of the construction wood that's underneath. But that's okay, you know. This table's almost done. This wood was pretty cool. I was like lifting the table while because the wood almost fastened itself in, because it was so in there in the dowel hole without being screwed or glued in there at all. I'm like, wow, that's a good fit. So that's a good sign. And that's without using any of the any of these like hardware fasteners that I'm going to be using. So anyway, first big table I've ever built. It's going to be filling in that big hole space, and I'll be able to use my custom fabric work table again, and actually be able to see the world in my eyes again, you know, and maybe even be the sweetest perfection, wherever the rest of that song is, and my own personal Jesus. All right, I gotta go. Man, my month. I'm so behind. I'm still in November. I gotta go. All right. So right now, DustyBootsWorth.com is still alive, and but this is actually for sorry, I'm real tired. Who Needs Designers? Let me turn this light out. Who Needs Designers, @ Who Needs Designers, all one word. And I decided I would discontinue my video editing software subscription, because I'm not making enough money, and I don't have a video editor that's like, hey, I'm going to do all that for you when you feel sick and don't feel like doing it, the video editing. I'm like, okay, wait, I don't have anybody that's jumping up and doing that. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm just not going to invest money when I feel sick in video editing software when I don't use video editing software. So, especially around the holidays. So, right now, I'm just using the video editing software till the end of its term. So no closed captionings. That's, yeah. If you don't see closed captions, that's a poor man working. Yeah. How's that work? All right, I gotta go. So see you later. Thanks.